Hello and welcome to today's Train Simulator 2019 video. We are driving 1 Charlie 10, the London Paddington to Paignton service. It is 1999, 20 years ago, and we are on the Riviera line. So let's get this Class 43 set up and our train today going. So I'm going to open the doors, which I've just done, I think. Thought I'd just done. Yep, doors are open, and you've already seen a bit of the train. I'm going to put the train now. There we are, we're in lovely forward position. The train departing already. Just take that off to step 1, and we're going to set up the rest of the train. So we don't want the tail lights on, but we want the marker lights on. We also need one headlight on, which will be the right hand side. Could apply the parking brake, but I don't think it will really help. Can never get this parking brake to actually work on this train for some reason. Never mind. So our departure from Exeter St David's is 10:04. It's currently 10:03 and 43. Calling at Dawlish Warren, Dawlish, Teignmouth, Newton Abbott, Torquay and Paignton. The Riviera line. This is using the Armstrong Powerhouse Valenta, Class 43. There we are ready to depart. Got a 15-mile-an-hour speed limit as we depart here at Exeter St David's. Train straight into notch 5 after putting it into notch 2. Going on the down main line. Like I say, it's 15 mile an hour, and controls as of the usual of the Class 43 are not particularly great all the time. But here we go, we're going to drive off back into notch 2 as we leave Exeter St David's. And we've got reached 15 mile an hour as you cross over the bridge. Just going to come off there a little. Our next speed is 15, followed by a lovely 75 miles per hour. Or we've gone up to 25. Can't remember that speed sign for 25. I'm going to put the train into notch 5 because we're going to start reaching faster speeds. I think 75 mile an hour, if I am correct, is the highest speed we'll reach. And it's nice to come back to the Riviera line driving a nice old train, because this was one of my first train simulator videos of the newer age. Can't put the cap on, no doubt, never mind. As you can see, the engine's not particularly responsive. We approach our first station that we run through, Exeter St Thomas. Going up to 75 miles per hour, I'm sure this is the fastest speed that we'll go on the route. And we can, I am sure, get some great external shots of the train. Oh, got a bit of lag there. Nothing too major, I hope. Nah. Just as we're coming through Exeter St Thomas. Oh, we've got a speed increase to 100 mile an hour in a minute. As per usual, run your laptop. So our next station is, of course, Dawlish Warren. That's at 10:17, 10 minutes time. Then Dawlish at 10:21. Teignmouth at 10:26, Newton Abbott at 10:34, Torquay at 10:46, and finally Paignton at 10:54. We can talk a bit about the Class 43. They were built by British Rail Engineering Limited in Crewe. Nice Virgin Trains in City 1 there. Class 43 was built between 1976 and 1982, and they have just been taken off, well, the large sets have been taken off the South West services and the Wales services. We do seem to be getting a bit of lag every now and then on this route for some reason. Just been taken off, as I was saying, in the last couple of weeks. This is May 2019, I am talking. They were a stopgap for the advanced passenger train, but seem to have been running for 40 odd years. And the engine in this one is, of course, the Valenta. Maximum speed of 125 miles per hour in service, which is 201 kilometres an hour. And there were 196 power cars built. So we're approaching now 100 mile an hour, which will be our fastest speed on the route. I'm just going to slow the engine down a little. Looks like we're going to be on time, hopefully, for our arrival into Dawlish. I'll put back up to notch 4. Be nice to get a nice external shot of the train, I think. As we race, of course, down to our first stop. Dawlish. Seems to be slightly speeding here. Nothing too major. Oh, we've got a speed change to 75. I've completely ignored that. As we come through our first notable area, Star Cross. We're well speeding here, but hopefully it's nothing too major. Train should slow itself down pretty well at this point. Oh, we seem to be having some bad lag. Oh, we're fine again. As we're coming across the Devon coast here, through Star Cross. We are, of course, only 2 miles from our first station, Dawlish, so we are going to start slowing down now anyway. Looks like we're going to be slightly early. Seem to be getting a bit of lag for some reason, and I don't like it. Oh, there we are. Sometimes it can get a bit funny with lag. Pull through Star Cross again now. This road is known to lag in sections, on my laptop at least. Anyway. I have had some comments recently. Am I looking into more of a computer? The answer is yes, I am. but as most of you know, I run this more of a hobby than anything. And yes, I would like to, of course, run it at better frame rates, you know, make it look a bit nicer, and of course offer great quality YouTube videos. But the reality is, I don't have the money at the moment. I'm running a car. Of course, I'm in university. And a computer will just set me back too much money at the moment. Which I did think I had the money for, but it seems that I don't, because there's plenty of other things that are going on. Of course, when I do get the opportunity to... that water looks awful. Of course, when I do get the opportunity to... because we're turning here. To have a nice computer. Why is this route seem to be lagging constantly today? There we are. Of course, when I do have the money, I will definitely consider it, but at the moment it's something I can't really do right now. And I've still not slowed down fast enough, so I'm still speeding as we approach Dawlish. This is Dawlish Warren. Anyway, our first stop. Need to keep going because our actual stop itself is a lot further up the platform than I thought. Love how the station is in wonderful first grade Aston livery, and we are driving a train that is kind of a bit older than that. Right, so our HST is the second stop, not the first one. I think it's this one. So, this is Dawlish Warren, our first stop. And here we go to our next station stop at Dawlish. So the speed limit, of course, goes between 25, 80 and 70. But to give you a clue, it's 1 mile or 1.5 miles away. Don't think we're going to be reaching quite that speed. We've also got 4 minutes to do the journey. And we've got that wonderful level crossing there that we've just crossed. course I'm speeding at this point. We're doing 70 mile an hour. We're not doing 70 mile an hour, we're doing 30 mile an hour pretty much. Approaching Dawlish. It'd be lovely to get some external shots here, but to be honest I don't think it's really happening. Graphics kind of look awful here. No, we're getting a bit of lag. We're going at 45 miles per hour. I don't think there's much point in going any faster at this point, as Dawlish is slowly approaching. Going to start braking in a second. Oh, look at the wonderful sea. Oh my god. It does kind of look nice, I guess. So we of course approach Dawlish on this wonderful clear day of 1999. Brakes are on. Probably need to be on a bit more as we come into the platform. This is of course Dawlish. Probably just overshot that a little. Dawlish. So we now depart for Teignmouth, which is just under 3 miles away. Oh, the sun is nice and bright there, so let's put these down for a second. We also have a, what I think, wow, a class 159, 158, 159, Southwest trains going to, I'll be going to London Waterloo, surely via Exeter. So we depart, the speed limit of course is 60 mile an hour as we go across the coast to our next station of Teignmouth. Again, another short platform, which I think is the last short platform now until Paignton. And of course we're in and out of tunnels on this section as we cross the British or the English Riviera. We are currently on time, just about. This journey is in fact rather tight. I didn't realise how tight it really was. As we hug the British coastline. We're at 60 mile an hour now. train problems in a tunnel. That's bad. I seem to be fine again. I think it might just be the computer's general RAM rather than the graphics itself. So we're going to increase to 75 mile an hour apparently. Don't really see that happening. In fact, I'm going to put a bit of brakes on as we approach our next station of Teignmouth. As it's not that far away at this point. Just a multipath board to warn us that the speed drops again from 75 to 60. Don't see the point in the increase at all. Going to add a bit of step 2 braking. That second reader doesn't work very well. Oh, that's the engine button. Of course, I think this is the first time I'm actually driving a HST on Train Simulator for a YouTube video. Okay, we're going to be slightly late, I think. Nothing too major, a couple of seconds. Wouldn't be very good for a Japanese train driver. As we now leave the coast and turn inland for Teignmouth. Platform does start under the bridge, apparently. But the actual station itself is under the second bridge, not the first. And again is a short platform, as I said earlier. These lines as well are open to bi-directional running. Clear through to the next signal. Don't know where the HST stop is, right by the signal. Great. Tight, but there we are. Teignmouth. We depart now for our next station stop of Newton Abbott. A bit longer this time, we've got 5 miles to go. Speed limit departing Teignmouth is 60 miles an hour. And I forgot how loud the Valenta engines are. And we're departing nicely over by Teignmouth Harbour on our left hand side. Speed limit will be going up to 80 and then 90 mile an hour. Again, very unlikely we will be reaching those sort of speeds. Last time I caught a train through here, I was actually on a 125. Really nice journey. So speed limit goes up to 80 and then 90 here. So I'm going to start increasing the train speed now, put it back onto notch 5. Probably mean that I'm probably harsh a bit on the brakes, but never mind. Don't think you'll feel it too much as passengers, hopefully. as we continue on our route towards Newton Abbott. Just realised the draw distance really isn't that far. Might be because this is a dovetail game. For some reason my laptop doesn't like dovetail games add-ons as much as it does just trains ones. Don't know why, because most people find it the other way around. Or it's a bit funny on the Riviera line, I will be honest. As we plod on our way now to Newton Abbott. We're approaching 85 miles per hour, but I have got a lovely 60 mile an hour speed limit coming up in a second. We do look like we're going to be slightly early. Put the train down to notch 2. Thought we would have passed a nice class. I don't know. Could be a pacer at this point. There we are, I'm all but bored to say that the speed limit is dropping to 60. Doesn't give you much time. Oh, come off, probably about 63 mile an hour. Oh, here we go, bit of lag again. Still lagging. Still lagging. There we are. No. Why? Maybe it just didn't like that section. And we approach Newton Abbott nicely. I'm not going to bother increasing speed because we can come to a nice slower stop. Does not seem to like this route today at all. But I need to get this video filmed today. Good news is I've bought some more Armstrong Powerhouse add-ons. So I'm going to do a bit of a showcase of things that I have purchased in the last year, so that we can have some ideas of maybe things that you want to see. But of course I'll be working on that in the next couple of weeks. Don't know much about my schedule yet at the moment. Oh, we're coming to Newton Abbott platform 2, not platform 3. Add a bit more braking because we seem to be coming in rather fast here. Don't like how fast we are coming in. So, Newton Abbott, where we depart the South Devon main line and head on the Riviera line to Paignton. I think we also have a red signal ahead. Yes, we do. Keep going up the platform. I think we stop at the standard car stop here. And wait for our signal to hopefully change. This actually does look like Newton Abbott. I got off the train at Newton Abbott this time last year. Newton Abbott. just had a lovely Class 150/2 pull in to platform 3, which is a Paignton Plymouth train, so it must be reversing here. We depart anyway, and of course we're turning at this point. The Class 152 is or Class 150 subclass 2 is an Armstrong Powerhouse add-on, which I really recommend purchasing, as well as checking out last week's Train Simulator video, of course, which will be at the end of this video. Really recommend having a look into that, because it's a nice add-on, or I like it at least, and it's nice and usually frame rate friendly, unlike this today, which for some reason isn't frame rate friendly. Gonna come off the power here because, as you can see, next junction is a 40-mile-an-hour speed limit, as we turn off for Paignton. We'll be increasing, of course, to 45 mile an hour. Really, I think the train should only be doing 30, not 45, because it's technically a loco-hauled train. Maybe it is 45. Not 100% sure there. You know the answer, of course, send it on a postcard. Maybe some people who have heard of a program called Takeshi's Castle will know what that reference is. Anyhow, South Devon Main Line departs as we increase our mileage toward, or decrease our mileage towards Paignton. Next up is Torquay, which means we are skipping out another station on this route today, which will be the next station that we pass through, or the next station in operation. There is a platform here at what is Kingston, if I remember correctly. I've been here and I cannot remember the name. But I have actually seen the platform. Maybe I've got a photo of the platform. It'd be very useful if there was a train station here, let me tell you. I'm sure it's called. Anyhow, we start to put the engine back on to notch 1, just to keep us going at about 45 mile an hour, maybe notch 2. This is where the platforms, I think, should be, under this bridge. Nearly there. There are actually houses here. So the speed limit, of course, increases to 60 mile an hour. So let's get the train moving a bit more. Torquay is just over 3.5 miles away. Again, we look like we're going to be slightly early. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I am speeding at this point, that's not good. And we've got a decreased Morpeth board showing 45 miles an hour. and then actually down to 30. So I have applied a little bit of braking at this point, followed by the computer applying a little bit of lag again. And apparently some problems with the sound. So we've fallen below our 45 miles per hour. Best of it is, there's a Morpeth board showing again another drop to 30 mile an hour in a second. And this is of course on a downhill section. But we're already kind of approaching that 30 mile an hour speed change anyway. Not too bothered about the speed that we're going at the moment, because it seems that we're a little bit early. Better than being late, I guess. Just because I fancy hearing the horn. We're increasing speed slowly as we come downhill. When we get to about 32 mile an hour, I will come off the brake again, unless we are about to hit the 30 mile an hour speed limit. I think the 30 mile an hour speed limit is actually through Tor Station. A bit more braking at this point, just to get us down nicely. So we're in the territory of 30 mile an hour as we pull through Tor. To do is I'm going to change the position of the camera to show the train coming through Tor. So we're increasing our speed a bit as we are below 20 mile an hour at this point, or around 20 mile an hour. And our next speed change is increasing to 40. We're just passing through now. But now that we've got to about 30 mile an hour, I'm not going to really increase the train because Torquay is less than half a mile away and it's downhill from here. Love how we've got a speeding thing with doing less than 40. Can't remember whether it's a short platform at Torquay. I don't think it is, but it could be. Like I say, it's been a while since I drove this route. I was hoping actually this week we'd be on the North Wales coastal, but turns out it's not going to be. Anyhow, we are decreasing our speed into Torquay. I'm going to actually have to apply probably a fourth lot of braking. Yeah, it does look a slightly shorter platform. HST stop is right at the end by the signal. We do think I'm about a minute early. I think there's a dot matrix board in 1999 at Torquay. Do not think there is. Or a Voyager stop, but you know, actually it might have been at that point. No, Voyagers were a bit after that. So, as we approach the HST car stop, this is Torquay. Here we go for our final destination, which is Paignton. Speed limit, of course, is 40 miles an hour at this point, as we drive the Class 43 out of Torquay. It's just over 2 miles. And I don't think we're going to really be going particularly fast at this point. We've got a nice 6 minutes for arrival. I guess that means we're averaging a speed of 30 miles an hour. As we get to about 35, I will come off the notches, probably to about notch 1. There's a good car park somewhere around here as well. Say that, I forgot to come off. But I don't seem to have done too badly there. We've got the engine increasing, so I'm going to come off a bit. Speed, engine increasing, the speed increasing. Like a nice 40 mile an hour. We are going uphill slightly, so I am going to actually put the train into notch 2. Here we go, lag again. Probably the wrong side to look for lag, as we again start hugging the coastline. It's a nice walk between Paignton and Torquay. It's a nice walk. I've spotted trains at this bridge. Of course, on this scenario, it's not quite the end when we arrive in Paignton. Today we are going to be stabling the train in the siding at Goodrington. Thought we might have a nice clitter-clatter of the rails, but maybe not. It's a bit annoying. That's our Morpeth board warning that the speed is of course dropping to a wonderful 15 mile an hour at Paignton. Just fancied the horn again. I think that's incorrect use of the horn. Rescue and shock. Oh, here we go. Lag, lag. Looks like we're going to be well on time into Paignton. I'm speeding, apparently. And I need to add some brakes anyway, because this 15 mile an hour speed restriction is coming up a lot quicker than I thought. course, we've got a level crossing coming up. Ouch. Oh, ow. And we've got a lovely yellow aspect ahead as we approach our final destination of Paignton. Just trying to think. I think I could have driven the majority of this route on Train Simulator now. Just going to sound the horn again as there is a level crossing here. Barriers are not fully down. That's bad. Dovetail Games, what are you playing at? Just coming off the brakes a second, just to let the train roll into the platform at Paignton. Of course, carry on right to the end of the platform here. I'm sure this is shared with the steam railway as well. It's got a 10 and a 12 car stop thing. Yes, we carry on to Goodrington siding from here. So I think we stop probably somewhere about the 10 car stop. It's a bad cough. So I'm going to apply some brakes here. So we're well onto the platform at Paignton. Now you must head to Goodrington sidings to stable. So we're going to depart now for the sidings. Of course, this will mean that it is the end of today's video. So I hope you have enjoyed this week's video. If you have, please do leave a like down below and comment to say that you've enjoyed it. Of course. Now, hopefully we see you again with another video next week. And if you haven't done so already, check out last week's video. Train Simulator videos should be coming every week from now on. Hopefully. We're going to the sidings at this point. Speed limit is 15 miles per hour. This is shared with the Heritage Railway. Increase the speed limit here as we approach the sidings. Oh, there is another 159 in the sidings. 2 159s in the sidings. It's very interesting indeed. This, of course, is where the video ends. Try and go as far down as probably I need to work out where I need to stop just before the junction, I think. These are Southwest trains. 15. I'm sure there is 159, but I can't really tell that. Just add a bit of notch 1 power. Hopefully it'll allow us to There we are. The sidings.
Platform 8 for the 22-28 Saturn service to Eastbourne via Newark